Greetings, all! Today, we will be examining the uncommon normal-type Pokemon Bouffalant, the bashed buffalo Pokemon. Though they might look a bit plain to some like many other normal-type Pokemon, Bouffalant are powerful beasts that can give a good thrashing to anything that dares to impede them.
Bouffalant have large, stocky bodies, covered mostly in thick, shaggy brown hair, with lighter brown hair on the lower legs, and feature 4 grey hooved feet and a small tail. Their head is covered by a massive afro of dark brown hair, which hides most of their head in the base of the 2 long beige horns on the sides of the head, having a pair of organic yellow rings on each horn, and their face is mostly hidden in turn, save for the large grey snout and piercing yellow eyes. Bouffalant have unfortunately earned a poor reputation among people because of their destructive powers. They might appear to be just as violent as Tauros, but they are actually benign creatures that rarely ever lash out against others for any reason. Unlike Tauros, which are well known for their violent tempers, Bouffalant are usually quite calm and enjoy spending their time grazing out in open fields or simply lounging about under clear skies, which helps to grant them access to Sap Sipper as a possible base ability. Bouffalant tend to travel in herds of about 20 members and move around nomadically throughout the year, traveling upwards towards open fields in the spring and summer and moving uphill where hardier plants grow in the fall and winter. Although their horns are quite large and menacing in appearance, they are mainly used only during mating season and headbutting competitions with one another. Otherwise, they are merely there for decoration. In fact, the ring-like growths on their horns are designed to act as guards during these competitions, adding just enough extra space between opposing Bouffalant to keep their horns from traveling far enough to gore vital organs. However, it is important to note that Bouffalant do possess explosive tempers and, if angered sufficiently, will destroy everything in their path until they get over their frustration. While it certainly takes more effort to get a Bouffalant to that point than it would a Tauros, they tend to maintain that furious state for much longer periods of time, and can strike with enough force to send a train flying from a head-on collision, making them exceptionally dangerous for trainers and animal tamers in general to deal with.
What makes Bouffalant particularly difficult to control, however, is the fact that they barely feel any pain from head-on collisions.
The thick mat of fluffy fur covering their heads consists of hundreds of layers of super thin hairs that lock together to form a tight weave of material that acts much like Kevlar, absorbing massive quantities of kinetic energy without buckling or transmitting most of it to the wearer. Aside from granting Bouffalant natural access to a host of powerful physical attacks, such as Thrash and Giga Impact, it also allows them to utilize a massively powerful headbutt-like attack known as the Head Charge attack. This massively powerful strike shares commonalities with both the Headbutt and Head Smash attacks, and effectively lies as a midpoint between the two moves. While it still retains the typing of the headbutt attack, the amount of sheer force delivered in the attack is enough to both knock an opponent on its feet and deliver sufficient recoil damage to the user, about 25% of the damage dealt. The fluffy hair on the heads of Bouffalant acts as a potent sink for kinetic energy during this attack, absorbing most of the attack's recoil while simultaneously protecting the otherwise normal skulls of Bouffalant from serious damage, which can be amplified even further if they have Reckless as a base ability, and even helps to block sonic disturbances in rare cases to give them Soundproof as a hidden ability. In practice, a single Bouffalant can crush a car or derail an entire train with a Head Charge attack, proving the attack's extreme effectiveness in delivering blunt force trauma. Not surprisingly, they tend to take full advantage of this incredible power and will wildly charge into everything they see while angry, making anything short of a solid steel structure vulnerable to complete internal destruction.
As far as the societal importance of this hair goes, it is lastly noted that individuals with larger heads of hair tend to hold higher social positions in their herds, and due to issues related to the way their bodies handle stress, if they betrayed their herd in some serious way, the hair will fall off, leaving them fairly defenseless up front.
Regardless, these beasts are not to be trifled with under any circumstances, as while they are severely lacking in special power and aren't that fast, the base special attack and speed stats being below average for a fully evolved normal-type Pokemon, everything else stat-wise is above average for a fully evolved normal-type Pokemon, rendering these beasts sturdy contenders that can readily take hits of all sorts and physically retaliate with notable strength in turn.
It's a shame that Bouffalant get compared to Tauros all the time when the two are so much different to raise and take care of, and of the two, I'd gladly take a Bouffalant over a Tauros any day. Sure, it is true that when they do get angry, they can be a lot more dangerous and harder to calm down, but it honestly takes quite a bit to even get them into that sort of state, and it makes it a lot easier to raise them without feeling like they're stuck at a hair trigger. I also admire that, while they can be reckless in their actions in the wild and even battle, they can still make short work of anything that doesn't resist their basic attacks, and Head Charge is a powerful move that suits them quite well, I'd say. I can't exactly recommend them for beginning trainers though, since they can be a handful to deal with when in a bad mood. But if you think you can wrangle one and keep them under control, then they can definitely prove to be useful fighters to work with if a good old-fashioned physical beatdown is what's needed.
While they might not have a lot in the way of serious bells and whistles to them, Bouffalant are still great beasts to rely on if normal type power is what you really seek. Getting them under control can be a problem for some, but they can at least be trained to keep their temper down when needed.
Just do yourself a favor and make sure that you stay out of the way if something does manage to tick them off too much. Once these beasts start charging, not even solid walls will be enough to stop them, so there's little hope that you won't get run over and through in turn.
Thank you for watching this video. It brings me great joy to be able to speak to you all in the world each and every time we meet like this, to explore the many different facets of both the world of Pokemon as we know it, and the world as we live it, through every adventure we have with Pokemon by our side. If you'd like to, please subscribe, ring the bell and all that jazz, to keep yourself updated on content uploads and other materials of the like. You can also follow me on Twitter if you'd like to know right away when something new is uploaded, and my written works, from which most of this is based on, can be found on DeviantArt. Links to both can be found in the description down below. Remember that the world of Pokemon is a place full of wonder and mystery, and you never know what to expect. So, stay vigilant, keep watch, and always be prepared for the unexpected. Until next time, trainers and friends of all sorts, have a wonderful time.